Yeah, let's move on to round number 3, something a little bit, let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's bring it up. And the reason for this topic came to us kind of because Chaps found a kitten in his backyard.
Well, that's not exactly how it went down. My daughters everybody in my family takes advantage when mom's away or when I'm away. So if I'm away, we'll end up with new furniture. We'll end up with something like that. And I can't say no to anything while I'm gone because mom is doing all the heavy lifting back at home. She's gone. My kids run amok when they know I'm on the radio.
I get the impression that you're taking advantage of more than your wife is.
Oh, definitely. Because, yes, she is like the leader of the house, no doubt about it. So whenever I'm on radio and I'm doing stuff, I can't be watching them. And Kelsey she gets home. She's hanging out with her sister. They're not fighting, which I should have known. That should have been a dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. So I go in the backyard. I can't find my kids. So I text Kelsey. I'm like, where the fuck are you guys? And she's like, oh, we're in the backyard. I go back there. They have like 2 dishes out with cat food, with water. They're petting this cat. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And so I say, whose cat is this? And they're like, can it be our cat, Dad? Can it be our cat, Dad? Please, 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 let it be our cat, Dad. We named it Gravy. Can it be our cat, Dad? And I was just like, son of a bitch. And so my wife's not home, and because she makes the decisions, I can't make this decision on my own. But the cat is adorable. I want to bring it in, but I can't do it like without saying something to her first.
You got to run it up the
text her,
flagpole.
let her know.
Oh, yeah.
Household 6.
Yeah, you got to fucking let everybody know. Everybody's got to make this decision.
The only person who didn't get a vote in this was Gus, apparently.
Yeah, the dog's upset.
Gus, he loves it. He's just nervous. He loves
nervous.
having
He'll come
another
around.
person in the house. It's okay, Gus. It's okay. I know. She's very scary. She's very scary. Gus. You okay? You okay? You feeling nervous? It's okay.
Well, the girls finding a kitten in the backyard, bringing it in, adopting it, even though maybe the parents weren't quite aware or ready yet, reminds me of so many troops overseas. When they're deployed, the lower enlisted find a stray kitten or dog or whatever, and they kind of sneak it in, like in Beethoven when they're hiding the puppy from their parents. They kind of sneak it in, hide it from the commanders. So we went on to ZeroBlog30 at ZeroBlog30's Twitter and asked, what were your guys' deployment pets? And we got a ton of great answers. And to keep things light and happy on a Friday, let me read the first answer we got from Anthony. Anthony,
and he's
Luciano.
a big-time listester of the show, so we're not trying to shit on you, Anthony, but
it made me laugh.
My friend.
It made me laugh.
Maybe he needs to go back to round 1 and smoke a little weed.
So Anthony says, I was in Afghanistan, and we had a dog that hung around the front of the building. One night.
Lovely.
Well, yeah, that's lovely. One night, it got into it with a porcupine of some sort and ended up getting lockjaw. Well, I'm sure the Navy medic helped. The Navy medic tried putting it down with morphine, but it didn't work. So he ended up shooting her to put her down. What the fuck, Anthony?
I love the response, though, by Johnny Carabas. Some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah, Anthony. My God. That was like, what is that, Homeward Bound, when Chance gets hit with the porcupines? As a kid, that destroyed me.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of times that those stories end up that way, and I know that you guys are upset about it, but as a dog handler, I hated seeing these deployment pets. They were like my worst nightmare because they could have legitimately fucked up my dog.
Not only that, you're sugarcoating it a little bit. We talked about, hey, let's do a round about deployment pets, and Chaps promptly responded in the group chat, I will kill your deployment pet.
Yeah.
I will.
I was like, but in smaller cases, if there's not a canine around from a canine handler, I know that for a lot of the infantry guys with 3.6 and 2.9, every now and then, if a kitten would come on the scene or a cat that was friendly, it just was so nice for them to sit there and have something to pet and have something nice to do, which I think is why.
Yeah, I mean, that it was so nice. There was a guy that I served with who, after he came back from a deployment to Iraq, he went to canine school after that and became a dog handler after. Well, on his Facebook page, he put a picture of him obviously deployed with this little orange and white striped cat that was sitting on his face, and he was kissing it. And while he was a dog handler, this was his profile picture. I made him stand outside the kennel with a sign that said, "I will not participate with fob animals over his head for 30 minutes."
I love fob animals. Well, we got a lot of good answers. Speaking of little orange and white kitten, that is one that at Sloop John M sent to us at ZeroBlog30. He said, it's this little cute orange and white kitten on his lap. You can see his cami pants. He says, Cheeto would hop up on your lap like it was no big thing. The boys also managed to get 2 pets back to the United States, too. Crystal now lives in New York, and Hi Mars lives in New Jersey. I love a cat named Hi Mars.
Honestly,
Hi Mars
if this writer is listening, I want them to bring those animals to the Barstool office. I would love to have deployment pets come back, and now we get to pet them while we just let them loose in the building while we do it.
Next month, Chaps will be up here next month. We're going to do a deployment pet petting zoo. Don't tell Dave. We're going to have one in the office. Bring it in.
Can I ask a question?
Well, as we go down and you explain more and more of these animals, it would be like a legit petting zoo.
Oh,
it's
we've
not
got
just
a
little puppies and
menagerie.
kittens.
Actually, I'm going to save my question until we go through a few more.
All right. I loved this one from Anthony Morales, at Anthony Morales. Goliath.
This is my favorite one.
This is my favorite one, too. And the photo, it's this huge Afghan hound, it's like a fuzzy mastiff almost, is what they're fuzzy.
It's like a mastiff yellow lab mix.
And they were everywhere in Afghanistan. And they're fucking massive. They're like the dogs from the Sandlot. Yeah, this huge
Beast.
dog. And he's sitting at it looks like a saw. He's laying in front of right there. Goliath, the Afghan hound. He'd run around with us on patrols, hang out on our base, and then at night, he'd fight and chase bitches around the valley. Oh, yeah. He was the only thing our first sergeant ever loved outside of the Army.
That last line is so perfect.
That last comment makes the entire post.
I love it. And the picture is so cute. And it was probably, I think of like in Clueless when they had that teacher who was too uptight. And so finally they hook her up. They arrange a date with her and she lightens up a little bit.
Yes.
I imagine they had this like crusty old first sergeant and then they hook him up with this dog and it wins his heart and like life get easier for the young troops when that happens.
It's a regular Disney movie.
The next one, at God, at 40 in hand. This guy was probably a hoot in the military. This guy was a birthday present until base made us release it. And it's a quick video where they come around the military vehicle. They open the door. There's a goat.
What's up, dog?
There's a goat inside with horns.
See, I would love that. If I was like a master sergeant or something like that and the guys and ladies brought back a goat, I'd be like, you can keep him. Fuck it. Just have the goat.
Right. Have a goat.
I had a deployment dog, but it never crossed my mind that, okay, I'm going to bring this dog home. I just told our follow-on unit, like, hey, you got to take care of Frag.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened all the time.
Yeah.
Like there was definitely when I was in Bahia, there was a first sergeant there that he was like, this dog's been through 6 tours. I was like,
Relax, Top.
This is the saltiest person on this camp is this dog.
because it was like Canine had just moved into the area and we were the first canine unit. I was like, you got to get rid of this dog. And it was our responsibility. I was only a corporal at the time to go tell these commands that had these mascots, like, you can't be there. Like, they have zoonotic diseases that can transfer over wind to my dog. My dog is much more important than you, than yours to the military. You're like, this dog's been here for 6 fucking deployments. We're not leaving him unless you can find somebody that outranks me. You can fucking kiss my dick, devil dog. It's like, yikes.
All right, yeah, okay. Well, thanks to everybody who sent in their deployment pets. There was also a couple lizards. I know every now and then in the field, our guys would adopt tarantulas, put them in cardboard boxes, and make them fight. Yeah.
I've never heard of
think about
deployment
how
birds.
starved you are for touch
Oh
Yes.
my
whenever
God.
you're deployment.
Yes.
Like, that's something, I don't know if we've ever talked about that. Like, because a lot of times with your fellow Marines, you will give like occasional daps or like a side hug or anything like that. But like a legitimate hug or a legitimate embrace, a legitimate kiss on your cheek like you can get from a dog, you lack those things months. And that's a basic human need that these animals provide in the form of a goat, in the form of a puppy, in the form of a cat, whatever it is. It fulfills this, because I remember my first hug when I came back. I think it was Kelsey, like my first hug. And I was like, good God, this just feels so nice.
A fly lands on your hand in Afghanistan. You're like, don't go. Please.
Please stay.
Crawl around
you
a little bit.
feel legitimately like Lenny on Mice
That's a
and
great
Men.
point, though. Yeah. So I know bad for general certain things, but good for morale.
Certainly
Shout
good for
out to the
morale.
deployment pets out there. Thanks to everybody who contributed.